Ah, I see you're finding out about enzymes.
Yeah, they're cool. Teach me more about them, brilliant professor.
I have a better idea. I know someone who can tell us really cool stuff about enzymes.
Oh, hi, Professor Bono.
Hi, Dorota. I'm glad to catch you in. Do you have a few minutes to spare?
For you, Professor, always. And I can see you're not alone.
Hi, I'm Ziggy.
Pleased to meet you, Siggy.
Same to you, Dorota.
So, how can I help you both?
We're exploring the topic of enzymes. I'm hoping you can take us on a little enzyme journey.
Of course, I would love to take you on an enzyme journey. Enzymes are for us at Novenesis something very special. We call them nature's superheroes because they come from nature and they have the power to solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
Superheroes? Wow! But, how do you find these superheroes?
We start by going on a treasure hunt. Enzymes are everywhere. In your garden or in your school backyard, basically in all living organisms. Animals, plants, mushrooms, bacteria. Some enzymes like it when it's warm, others prefer when it's cold. So if we want to have an enzyme that likes when it's cold, we would travel to Arctic, for example. And then we bring our treasure back here to the lab. Treasure like this.
That boring lump of soil doesn't look like a treasure to me.
But it's a treasure to us. A tiny soil sample like this contains thousands of different microorganisms, as you can see here under the microscope. And each microorganism contains thousands of enzymes. But to picture this, you need to use your imagination, since enzymes are so tiny that they are difficult to capture even with the most fancy microscopes. Let me show you how we do this. We take the salt sample, mix it with water, shake it, and then transfer a little bit to a special plate with some jelly food. And then we wait until tomorrow. And here you go. Something beautiful grew on this jelly, which means that there are some interesting organisms, both bacteria and fungi, that like the jelly food we gave them. And they all contain enzymes. I bet there must be plenty of interesting enzymes in this funky fungus. Let's take a tiny piece and put it into a flask with some fungus food. And then wait for a few days. Wow, this fungus flourished here. It grew a lot. This is all fungus. And while it's growing, it spits out enzymes. So let's pour it now into a tube and give it a quick spin. And here we have our treasure.
What can we use these treasures for?
Oh, Siggy, we can use them for all kind of cool stuff. Come with me, I'll show you. We found this treasure in the Arctic. The Arctic is cold. So we know that these enzymes like it when it's cold. And this got us thinking. We had a cake party yesterday. And I got some bad stains on my favorite t-shirt. If not for enzymes, we would need to give the t-shirt a long hot wash to try to get out the stains. But Let's see what happens if I just use a quick and cold wash, but add the treasure of enzymes to the washing powder. And here you go! My t-shirt looks brand new again. Without enzymes, we would need to use a lot of hot water or chemicals to get the t-shirt so clean. But I must say it's not only one enzyme who did the job alone. It's a mixture of different enzymes. One enzyme works on chocolate, another one on bananas, and a third one on strawberries. Together, they are a really fantastic team of heroes.
So, Siggy, do you now know how enzymes can help our world?
Yes, Professor Bono. We have saved energy because we don't need to use hot water. And this is good for our environment.
Exactly. And we can use less chemicals that would otherwise end up in the ocean and eventually, even worse, in the poor fish or even our stomachs.
Yes, and now I will take you to the next part of our journey, production. This is the place where we produce enough enzymes to be used by almost 8 billion people around the world. In these 3-story high fermentation tanks, the microorganisms multiply by millions. And while they grow, they make our enzymes. This is just like we saw with the fungus growing in the flask. Do you remember, Siggy? Just much, much bigger. Isn't it wonderful?
That is pretty cool. But is there really 8 billion people that use enzymes?
Yes, Siggy, because almost everything on this table has been made with help of enzymes. Bread, cheese, eggs, bacon, juice, and even the paper. In one way or another, enzymes have been used to make the products taste better, stay fresh for longer, replace bad chemicals, and save energy. There are many more examples, but I'm sure you will learn about all that from Professor Bono another day. Our journey is nearly at an end, but before we stop, I will show you one last cool thing about enzymes. I'm going to a fancy dress party tomorrow and I'm going to dress as a cowboy. I was planning on wearing these jeans. What do you think, Siggy?
Sorry to have to tell you this, but they look too new. Cowboys wear faded jeans.
You are right. Why didn't I think of that? Actually, I did. And I know that I can rely on enzyme heroes to ride to my rescue. Follow me. I'll show you. Faded jeans used to be made by washing them with stones and chemicals in big washing machines. This required a lot of water and was bad for the jeans and the environment. Today we can just apply the enzymes to the jeans. The enzymes remove the dye from the jean surface. This is usually done in big closed spraying machines, which saves a lot of water, energy, and there's much less need for the chemicals. And here they are! My jeans have a cool cowboy look.
I guess all the fish in the ocean are really happy that you make these enzymes. They don't have to swim in nasty stuff that would end up in the sea if we used chemicals instead.
And it's not only the fish who are happy, but all the humans, animals, and the entire planet. So cheers for the enzymes, Dorota, and thanks for the exciting journey.
Cheers, you two, and keep on being curious, Siggy.
Will do, for sure.
Goodbye, Dorota.
Bye-bye.